Hello and welcome everyone to KIIT Buzz presents GUPSHUP Season 2. Today we have a guest who has a number of achievements under his belt and is someone who is a perfect example of a multitasker. With that, we welcome Mr. Avik Kundu, who is currently interning at Red Hat and is looking forward to joining them soon. Thank you for joining us, Avik. It's a pleasure to have you here and we can't wait to get started. But first, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi Parth and hi Ankit. Thanks for calling me first of all, and I'm very obliged to be a part of this first Get Kid GUPSHUP of this season. And yeah, so I'm from basically fourth year, and I'm currently involved in computer engineering, and then mostly I'm currently interning at Red Hat, which I have joined in January, and it's a pleasant journey till now. I have gained a lot of experience, and I'm here to share with you in this talk. Yeah.
Okay, so splendid to hear from you, Avik, Bhaiya, and let's move ahead with the questions. And the first question: what was your journey in becoming a student ambassador at Microsoft Learn, and what was the procedure for doing so, and what made you stand out from the other applicants according to you, and what are the qualities you think they look for, basically?
Yeah, so basically, I got to know about this program first of all from the MSC KIIT, which I was part in 2020. So at that time, we had a Rajendra Bhaiya as the lead. So he only motivated all of us in the society to actually apply for this community, and then he also nominated us in various ways, and basically he guided us how to fill the applications and all those things. So basically, in the application process happens in I think more than twice in a year, and in the application the thing that is looked upon is your writing and your speaking skills. So mostly they will tell you to write some essays. You have to write those, and also they will tell you to make some videos. Okay, so you have to make those videos. So they will just check on this speaking and writing skills. And apart from that, if you have some content, technical content, be it blogs, be it some videos, or be it some contributions, that can also help in getting selected. Until now, my journey, mostly I have involved myself in giving sessions to a lot of MSLA folks, and then I also taken part a lot of group sessions. And basically it's a fun journey because every week there are some students who are learning something new and trying to share that with everyone. So, and most importantly, you get a lot of benefits in terms of Azure credits and also a lot of LinkedIn learning courses that can help you learn more new things and experiment those things on Azure and any other cloud platforms. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the second question. You had written a blog regarding your experience at the CIVO hackathon last year. Can you describe what motivated you to take part in the hackathon and how you prepared yourself for the same? Since this was your second hackathon, perhaps, hackathon win, it would be great if you share some of the strategies you followed and the tricks and tips you used.
Yeah, so the CIVO hackathon experience was simply a splendid one because it was the first time I was actually working on some project on Kubernetes. Before that, I had learned Kubernetes as a theory part, but I had not applied it in any of my projects. So this was my first opportunity in that. And also I got a lot of good resources from the CIVO team, and also the doubt clearing support I got from the members of the CIVO team was splendid. And the project I had built, that actually solved some use case, and that was very much related with the current situation that we are going through currently. So that made me win this. So this was my second win. The first I won was the TCS Informations Hackathon that happened in March last year. So that was actually organized by TCS, and this one was organized by CIVO. So the thing that I will be suggesting all the new students who have joined this university and wants to take part and win hackathons, the first thing is that you should not always participate in hackathons just to win. Okay, so when you're participating in hackathon, just think in mind, just be aware that if you are not winning that hackathon, but still you will be having a good project with you after the end of that hackathon, which you can show in your resume as well as to the teachers and the recruiters you are approaching to. So that project will play a very important role in your entire career. So for me, actually, if you ask me, in the 2020, I had sat for 4 hackathons. So first of all, first one I did with some of my college mates in my hostel itself, and later on I did some of the hackathons with my classmates. So we were most of these hackathons, we made a complete product, but still we couldn't actually be in the top 20. But that didn't demotivate us at all, because we knew that after the end of each hackathon, we are having a project with us, and that's also a team project. And most importantly, team projects play a very vital role in interviews, because you can actually showcase like your teamwork and all those things. Okay. So we had with us that projects with us. And apart from that, I stayed confident. You should always stay confident, first of all, so that in the next hackathon you are participating, you will be able to work on those flaws and improve on that. So I did the same, and in my last 2 hackathons which I won, I did not focus on winning. I more focused on that project, because it was in my final, it was in my 6th semester. So I needed a 6th semester minor project. Okay. So for that, I was looking for some motivation to do that project. So the TCS hackathon helped me that, and this Hero hackathon actually helped me in again creating a project so that I can display to companies that I'm applying to. So that was my motive. So my motive was not directly to win, but to create that project. So if anyone is trying to participate in hackathons, make that motive first of all set in your mind, and you can then excel. Yeah.
Okay, so as you said that the major thing is to just participate, and winning of course should be the main criteria for you, but then participation is necessary. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so moving forward, these days learning a new set of skills has become very easy as everything is freely available on the internet and your laptops. So should we still invest money on online training and boot camps? Is that necessary, viable according to you?
Yeah. So to answer this question, let me tell you my journey. So at first, when I joined the college, just like you, so at first I also was wondering what to do, whether I should spend money on buying courses or should I watch all those YouTube videos. So the most important thing for me at that time was to understand which domain I wanted to spend or invest my time in. So there were a lot of domains at that time. When you enter your college, people start bombarding some new terms like machine learning, web development, app development, all those things. So first of all, you want to have an idea of each of these things, then you will decide which one to proceed with. So for that case, free resources are the best, because if you watch a YouTube 1 hour YouTube video about machine learning, you will at least get an idea about what it is, and how it will help you in the future. And that applies for all the other domains also. So what I did was I went through all the different domains and watched the videos on YouTube, and then I picked up that web development was more suitable for me. Then I invested more time in understanding all the and doing all the videos that were available on YouTube on web development. So this continued for my first year as well and my second year. In the meantime, I also took part in a lot of sessions, like teaching sessions, and that also helped me improve this my concepts more better. But in my third year, I felt that the things that are already available in the internet, I have covered those. Now I need something more that's not freely available. So at that time, the best thing was to actually choose or select a teacher whom you are more comfortable with, and then invest or buy courses from them. So during my first and second year, I got I got connected to some of the YouTube creators who also had a lot of Udemy courses in Udemy. So in my third year, when I tried to actually invest a lot of to learn some advanced tools, then I selected those creators whom I really loved the way they taught, and I bought those courses and learned from them. So it's both the ways you have to think. Like, first of all, to understand the basics, first of all, cover all the YouTube videos, and then if you want to know something more than that is available on the internet, then you choose, first of all, choose the best creator that is suitable for you, and then you can apply for those courses. But always keep in mind that don't spend a lot of money. Just spend at least 2 to 3 thousand is enough for at least a college student. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so according to you, first get your basics done according to YouTube videos, and then narrow your point down to a specialization course, and then spend money on that and gain some extra knowledge on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, seeing to the fact that you have been an intern at High Radius, tell us what your experience was like and how did you manage it along with your studies?
Yeah, so I had actually worked for a full year at High Radius if you just consider the training period also. So first in January 2021, the training period started, and we had a 3 months training period where we were taught a lot of technologies, and then the actual internship started from April onwards. So in the initial training period, the training used to happen in the evening time, so basically from 6:30 to 9:30. So at that time college also used to go in full-fledged, that means full day college. But since the time did not overlap between each other, there was not that much problem. So if a student who is currently in the training period, he doesn't have to think about all this college pressures because times are different, and most importantly there is not much load in the high radius training that can actually hamper the college studies. But once the paid internship starts from June onwards, so at that time you are already in the fourth year. So at that time, college knows this problem. Okay, so college knows this problem, and college actually schedules the classes before the high radius internship starts. For example, in our case, we have two subjects in our fourth year, and those subjects, the classes of those subjects were conducted from 7 to 9 a.m. Okay, while our internship started from 10 a.m. average. So you can understand the college is very much supportive. So the college already knows the problem students can face, and they adjust the time accordingly. And coming to the academic works and like exams and projects and assignments, you can understand you have only two subjects with you, so it won't cause much of a hurdle in the future months. Okay, so because most of the teachers also know about this problem, so they give sufficient deadlines, and also most of the submissions are online, so you can submit anytime after you complete your work, and teachers also give good marks. That's it. Yeah, so it's not a very difficult task, at least for high radians. I'm not considering the other students who have participated in other companies, but as far as high radius is concerned, the college is very supportive.
I see. So it actually really did benefit you. So you had your classes from 7 to 9, and then from 10 a.m. you started your internship, which actually gave you about an hour to actually have breakfast properly, right? So that
Yes.
was actually pretty supportive of the college. I was not aware of that. So now let's come down to Mozilla Bhubaneswar. What exactly was the purpose of the community? What do they mean to spread? And what was your exact role in it?
Yeah, so the Mozilla community actually was the first community in our college. So it started at least in 2016 to 2017. Manzar Bhaiya actually founded this along with the DSC kit also. He founded both of these communities. So it was passed to Nishya Bhaiya. And then when Nishya Bhaiya actually left the college in last year, in 2021, then I became the co-lead with Vedant as my partner. So the main objective or the main aim for our community is to spread open source knowledge. So previously in the offline times, we used to hold offline sessions in computer labs basically, where we used to call some people from experts from other companies, or some students also used to give some lectures. And apart from that, we also used to hold some hackathons as well as some Hackfest. Like Mozilla had its flagship Hackfest, so we used to organize Hackfest so that we can actually propagate the concept of free open source knowledge to even the first and second years of our college. But currently, I'm the lead, but slowly soon after I go out, Akash and Rohit will be the lead. So basically, the motive is current motive in online mode is to gather more students so that they can understand the benefit of open source and contribute to them. And of course, in offline mode, we will be soon coming off with offline sessions that can help all the first and second year students who are currently in the hostel in the college itself.
Seeing the fact that you are a part of the AWS Community Builders, that is Amazon Web Services, what are the benefits of joining them, and how should one approach the application procedure that they have?
So the AWS Community Builders program is a flagship program that is organized mostly for the students or the professionals who are actually trying to get a more in details or more insights about the AWS tools and likes to share about latest AWS technologies. So it's a very easy procedure, same as the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. You have to actually write some good essays, and then most important thing of AWS is that you have to have some content, technical content regarding AWS ready. So suppose you are working on AWS, you have used some of the services like EC2 or S3, or actually have a project built on top of that. They will be asking you to provide some documents like blog or videos regarding those. So for me, I had one of my works regarding the containers, so I had submitted that. But along with that, I also had learned the serverless part and also made a project and submitted during that application time itself. So it's not difficult to learn AWS as I have seen. So if you are given a week time, you can at least go through the basics, and if you want to submit a proposal or application, you can easily make a small project and submit. But the most important thing is that once you get inside this community, you have to stay active, because unlike Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, this is only a 1 year long program and you have to renew it every year. Okay. So suppose you are not contributing enough in this year, then the next year you won't be again selected. Okay? So it's not like my MLSA where you are selected for your own lifetime. Okay? So that's the thing you should keep in mind. Otherwise, it's very simple, just like MLSA. But here you have to have some technical content ready regarding AWS itself.
I see. So you should actually be
I
familiar
think
with
that
the
answers.
framework
Yeah.
itself. Yep. Okay, so
Yeah,
with that, coming
that's
on
it.
to the next question, you see, publishing research papers, which you have done so, is very important nowadays for higher studies. You know, if you are aiming to actually go abroad or do something in the same sense, it is really important that you actually have research papers. And since you have published two of your own, what should be the roadmap for students who want to contribute to research works? How should one, go apart and start doing research instead of doing the problems that they're given?
Yeah, so basically, the research works are, as you have mentioned, it's very important um, in when you are trying for higher studies. And the most important thing is that you have to publish the research papers in good conferences or journals, because that only will give you recognition. So for me, I have published two research papers till now. And the thing that the roadmap I would suggest, like first of all, you should have a topic ready. Like suppose you have figured out the thing on which you want to research on, you have to actually understand whether the topic you have chosen is feasible or not, and is it actually solving some real life issues or not. That's the most important thing. And if you are not able to get hold of some topic, then you should go to some professors. They will surely help you with some topics, but at first try to get your understand and work on a topic by yourself. So that would be my first thing. So after you have a topic with you, then comes the research or the work that you have to do. So that actually takes a lot of time depending on the topic you have chosen. So mostly, in an average sense, it takes at least 3 to 4 months to actually build the whole research work. And also, in that meantime, you can contact with the professor and take their help. That's the most suitable thing to do. So after the research is ready, then professors will help you to select the conferences you are going to submit that research, and also will help you to write the research paper. And writing the research paper also will take a lot of time. So basically, you have to write multiple drafts, and most important is the plagiarism. So plagiarism basically is checked a lot in researchers. You have to maintain at least less than 10% of plagiarism. Plagiarism means that the content you are actually writing in your paper should not be present in some other's paper. Okay. And if it is still present, then you have to rewrite your paper in such a way that the plagiarism does not exceed beyond 10%. So that's the most important thing. So it takes quite a number of drafts to frame the exact paper that has all these categories. So once a paper is written, then you submit for those conferences. Then the conferences publish the accepted paper list. And suppose your paper gets accepted, it's great. You just go on to make your camera ready submission and the presentation. But if it gets rejected, don't feel disheartened, because even I have actually my two papers got rejected in the conference in our college itself. So initially I had submitted conferences in our college in ICD, CIT and ISEC. I submitted my papers there, but it got rejected due to some of the technical issues what I in my paper. So the most important thing about rejections in research papers are you get reviewer comments. Okay, like when your research paper gets rejected by a conference, the conference actually writes or sends you the comments of the reviewers. Those reviewers' comments, if you just work on those flaws, you can actually make your paper better. So since my paper got rejected twice, so in each conference I got four reviewers comments. So total I got 8 reviewers comments with me. So my job was actually just go through these reviewers comments and get over those flaws and then submit for a next conference, and then it got selected. So that's the most important thing in research. Like if your paper gets rejected somehow, don't get disheartened. Just get those reviewers comments corrected and then submit for some other conferences. Okay. And if your paper gets selected in the initial attempt only, that's great. Then you should focus on the presentation part, because you have to also present the paper in front of the jury and everyone during the conference. So you should have the entire knowledge of entire thing. And suppose you are working in a team and you have made the research in a team, then still you should have an idea of the entire research work, not only the part you are concerned with, because the jury can easily ask you to explain the entire project. Okay, that's the most important thing. So if you follow all the steps properly, then I'm sure by third year you will have some of the papers published in IEEE or Springer or any other journals. But the most important thing is you require some consistency, because the time between writing a research paper and publishing takes a lot of time. I have personally started writing papers in 2020, and some of the papers are still getting published this year. So you can understand 2 years have already more or less is going to get passed. So it takes a lot of time. So start off early so that you can publish more papers during this college time.
I see. So what I'm hearing is do not be afraid to ask questions to your professors. Always, make sure you have everything spot on. And in case it gets rejected, do not get disheartened. Go for the reviewers' comments, correct them all, and submit to another conference.
Yes, that's
Right.
great. And most importantly, choose a professor that you are very much connected with, so that you can contact them whenever you have having some doubts, because you have to actually spend more than a year with them throughout the entire journey. So always choose a closest professor to you. That's my suggestion.
Right. The choice of professors always, makes a huge difference because
Exactly.
doesn't matter because the personal relationships between the students and the professors does matter a lot. I totally agree with that. So with that, I believe Ankit has yet another question for you if he's with us. Ankit?
Hello.
I believe he's having some network issues.
Alright.
All right. Supposedly he's having some network issues. I guess I can continue with his question. Well, at IEEE Explore, you were part of a paper on COVID SegNet, which supposedly suggested the usage of CT scans instead of the RT-PCR tests, which citing that it was actually way more accurate than the RT-PCR itself. What exactly is the logic
Um,
behind it?
Part, part,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
part. Actually, can you just this question now? It will get too much complicated,
Okay,
because
okay,
I have to actually explain those parts, so
okay. No,
viewers
no.
may not understand.
Yeah, yeah, no
So
worries, no worries.
let's you can share some other questions.
Okay, okay. So I think we can go for the recommendation from Mr. Saptarshi Sinha. That one, the multiple projects one, how you handle those.
Uh, Anything else you have, like apart from that?
Uh, Okay, well, apart from that, I guess we can just ask you if you have any advice, special advice for the students that are actually coming up and just start their journeys towards competitive programming or doing research. I can ask those if you want.
Um, okay, but all the questions answered, like the
Well, there was
questionnaire you have
7.
sent?
Yeah. There was also
Yeah.
the selection of most suitable IoT device based on context. If you want to do that one.
Apart from that, anything else that
Okay.
we have not?
These 3 are the ones that we had kept for the last. We were just going for one extra question because we had like a time limit of around 25 to 30 minutes. So since we were reaching that, so we thought that okay, I think we can go for one extra one. Although if you're not
I'm
comfortable
sorry.
with it, we can.
No, actually, those questions, no, actually, requires a lot of some more time. But how
Yes.
many? What is the time you have it so that I can see?
I guess we only have 3 to 4 minutes left. So if you want, we can just drop off right now if it
Yeah,
takes a bit
yeah,
too long.
yeah. It will take a bit long.
Parth,
Okay,
am I
okay.
back online?
Yeah,
Do you
you're
hear
back.
me?
You're back.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you're back.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
sorry for the disturbance, bro.
yeah. It's all right. It's all
So
right.
if you have just
I
little
think
bit
we'll just
ending notes, that will be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So
Okay,
we
so
can just
we'll
go for.
just conclude it, and then you can give some ending notes to the viewers, and then we'll drop it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Ankit. I think you can just ask for the advice wala thing, right? Like advice for upcoming people in competitive programming. Okay. Wait. Research. Ask for research because Avik Bhai has actually done tons of research. He's got papers publishing this year as well, man. I'm impressed.
Okay, so I should be asking about.
Just general advice to people who want to write research papers
Okay.
and
So,
new students basically.
Research papers, I think last question covers it. So you can
Okay.
ask about basically how you can choose or basically get involved in the college. You can ask like that. How a new student who have
Yes.
just entered the college involved with all the things that are going around him so that they can actually excel in the college life. You can ask like that.
Right. Right. Okay.
okay, I'll take that forward. Parth, if you can hand it over to me so that that part from the video will start it off from there, and then I'll
Yeah, I
continue.
think I had already handed it off to you. So like us time pe tera kata tha na आवाज.
Okay.
So I think we can just do it from there. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Avik Bhaiya, it was pleasant talking to you. I mean, we want to talk to you more, but we of course know how busy you are and you have other occupancies as well. So we will not take much of your time. But finally, if you could tell our viewers about, since most of our viewers are from college itself and most are from first year as well. So how could they, make themselves involved into other forums or and everything around them in general? And how could they develop from that? If you could help them regarding this particular fact, that'd be great.
Yeah. So first of all, to all the first year and second year students who have just joined the college offline, or suppose you are still in the online mode. So first of all, the thing I would suggest is that explore all the things that our college gives. For example, the communities that are already present in our college, mostly those communities who actually teach new technologies. So in first year, try to learn technologies rather from actually working on those, because once you learn a particular technology to a higher extent, then you will be able to work on complex projects. So that would be my suggestion. And apart from that, CGPA matters a most, not the best, it's not the most important thing, but it's the thing that you should focus on. Because if you're having some plans for higher studies, or if you want to sit for some good companies, so CGPA plays an important role. So consider your studies most importantly, but apart from that, choose a skill that you want to develop throughout your first and second year, so that you can be an expert in that skill and try for internships and jobs on that skill in your third and fourth year. Yeah, that's it. So I think that will really help all the students from our college as well as from other colleges if they are seeing. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Avik Bhai.
Thank you
I'm
so
pretty
much,
sure. Yes.
Avik Bhaiya. That was a lot of good information to most of the viewers, and me and Parth had a great time with you, and of course the viewers had that as well. And yeah, that we'll be dropping off now. Avik Bhaiya is really occupied, and yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Avik Bhai.